now we've done a little bit of work in Maya and we're a little bit more familiar with making objects and combining bits and pieces, we're going to make a character. And to do that, we need to set up a workspace and a project. So first thing we're going to do is go File, Set Project. That was the project we were working on before. So we're going to go Make New Folder, and this one's going to be called Bug. Okay, Set. Because it's a new folder, it hasn't got a workspace, so we go Create Default Workspace. Now, if we go and have a look at that student, there's our new one, Bug, and it's got our workspace.mel in it. Right, back in Maya, we go Project Window, and the project is called Bug, and we accept all those pieces. So if we come back down here, we'll see that we've now got these folders. Back in the folder that I was using before, which is stuff, I've put in these three images, front, side and top, which I'll give to you later. And I'm going to get those and I'm going to move them across into the source images folder. And these are drawings, front drawing, side drawing, top drawing of the character that we're going to build. So we've now got a project and we've got a source images in the project. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to bring those images in so we can set up a workspace. So I'm going to press the space bar, I'm going to go into the front view by pressing the space bar again, and go View, all the way down at the bottom almost, second to the bottom, Image Plane, Import Image. It'll go straight to our Bug source images thing, folder there, and I can go front, I'm in the front view so I can add the front image. And there's the drawing of the character. If I hit W, I can bring it up. Now I've tried to get these all same and all matched. They might not be perfect, but what I can do is I can get that up there and drop that on the line there. So the feet go on the floor in the space. Right, that looks okay, cool. Right, so now we go that's our character. And then I can come out in the perspective view. That's sitting right in the middle line there. I'm going to push it back because I want to model just in front of that diagram. And also, I note, because of the swords on there, it's not right in the middle. I want him to be on that centre line. So we'll move him across until the character is on the centre line there. I don't know if I can get that any more accurate than that, but it wants to be, so we can mirror half of the character across. So it's important that the character is on the centre line there. Probably should have left the sword off the drawing. Right, okay, coming out of that one is push back into the side view. In the viewport, go View, second to bottom, Image Plane, Import Image, go Side, go Open. Now he wants to be on the floor, up there, and also I'm going to try and get the centre line of the world, you know, down the middle of his leg, something like that. So the arm is in the middle and the leg is in the middle, something like that. Cool. So now if we go in the perspective view, that's sitting right in the middle. We need to push it out until it's kind of on the end of his fingers. So there, which is good. And if we get that one, we can see that that one's back there, so it's clear of where he's going to be modelled. Cool, so there's the beginning of our workspace. Right, so now top view goes in, so we come back out into top view. Again, in the viewport, we go View, Image Plane, Import Image, we go Top, go Open. And it's got the sword from the top somewhere, so I'm going to move him across until it's in the middle there. Hopefully that should match up. Let's have a look. Come out, go there. Yeah, that's pretty much lined up. That'll do. Okay, so image plane, they're over here. Now they're going to be quite irritating because they're big flat polygons, and anywhere you click you can select them, and if you move them then your reference image moves and you're not in the right place anymore. So what we need to do, get all of those and then go down here where it's the layer manager here. If I go to the very end there and go create a new layer, and assign selected objects, I can do that. Double click where it says layer 1 and I'm going to call it refs, the reference images. I'm going to go ref image or something, but refs is fine. Right, and do that, and then here we can switch them off, switch them on. This end one though, you can make them transparent, which doesn't help, but you can go to R, which means make them the reference. And once you're there, although you can still select them and alter them over here, in the viewport you can't. It locks them in the viewport, which means that we can then work in the viewport without selecting them, which is lovely. So now we know what we're going to be modelling. We're going to be modelling this character here, and we're going to use some different techniques, most of them based around the ones that we've already looked at. So that's how you set up your workspace. So first thing to do is go File, Save Scene, and we're going to call it Bug. You can call it Bug Stage 1. And you could call it refs, because it's got the reference images in it. Save that. So we've now just got a blank workspace saved with the images in. The images are in the project folder, and so everything, if you move it around, zip up that entire project folder, move it from computer to computer. Right, now, while we're on it, we want to make the torso. I think we're going to start in the middle. So I want it round, but I don't want to use a sphere because the sphere's got triangles. We don't want triangles anywhere in the model because they don't bend right when you're animating. And so triangles are a bad thing. Despite all game figures getting triangulated before, as they go into the game engine, you actually only want to model with quads because it's just very good industry practice. And if it's all quads in your portfolio, you might get hired. So yay, we're going to stick with quads. So we need to go back to poly modeling. I'm going to start with a cube there and pull it up, stick it in the middle somewhere like that. We can go to the front view just so we know we're right in the middle there. We might need to, once we've got it going, we can adjust the drawing to make sure, because this cube is definitely in the centre. So we can go, we're going to be on modelling shelf as well. Menu, mesh, smooth, and we want 2 iterations, 2 division levels, and go apply. Go close. Awesome, there we go. It's too small, so we can go R, and we can make it bigger until we're around the right size. And you can see the background image there, so image plate 1, W, we can nudge it across until right in the middle of it there. Okay, well, it wasn't very far off anyway. There we go. So back on here. Right, so torso goes all the way from the bottom to the top. So if I go vertex, we get all these guys up here. I've got soft selection on, so hit B, turn it off, take that up there until it's around the shoulders. I'm going to hit R a little bit, just bring it in until I can start seeing those lines again. And not the middle line, this one, W. Let's go down here. That probably wants to be a little bit bigger. If we hit 4, we can see the wireframe, you can really see where we are in relationship. And F will focus on the bit that we're looking at. And so you can see that. So this line here, I can get the top to bottom scale, and I can scale that level. And I can go W to move, and then move it up a little bit. And then you can see, oh, we've got 2, 4, 2, 4 polygons there, which means we can dock the legs on, which is really good. I think that which is what I was after. If I move that up to the line there, move these down, we can nudge these around later. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mainly work on this side because I want to be able to cut this in half and then duplicate it once I go across, so I'm going to mainly work on that side. Right, so obviously I'm going to need some more detail in here, so I'm going to get the multi-cut tool. There we go. I'm going to come down here, I'm going to hold control and go up to object level first. multi-cut and then hold Control. I'm going to put a line in there for the end of his jersey, and let's put some more and put one in there and put one in there. We will need more, but I'll do that for now. And in fact, while we're at it, if I go Control, I'm going to put another one in there. So that's going to be the top of his trousers, and that'll be the bottom of his shirt. So if I go R, and then go to, oh, I can get edges, that's good. So I can get the middle square, so that's in all directions, and do that. Get that one, get the middle one coming out there. Get that one, get out there. Get that one. I'm going to scale it flat. Come out a little bit. That actually, I'm going to scale it flat for now. And I can see that I've got 4 there, so I could notionally take the shoulder off there, which is good. So if I hit W, I can move that down a little bit. Right, so we've done that, so we're kind of in line there. I just want to come in here and move that up, so I'm hiding that one. If I go R, we're a bit inside the line, so I'm going to come out a little bit, and that one. You'll note if I hit 3, it goes very, very soft around his waistline there, so I'm going to go 1, put some crease there. So if I want to crease, I can hold the Control key, put an edge loop close to the middle there, and put 1 there. Might be easier to do it from there, and then 1 the other side. There. Okay, so we've got 3 around that corner, and 3 around that corner. We've got 3. We get a nice, tight crease around those bits. Okay, let's see what he's looking in the side view. Go 4. Right, overall, he's a bit wide front to back. So I can go R. I also want to do that object level, I think, to start off with. So object level, I'm just going to do front to back because we know side to side's right. So if I go that way and then nudge him backwards a little bit, and we can focus a little bit and go a little bit narrower. So we can do that, and then we can go W, select move, and do that, and then we can do that just to get it on. You see that one. Oh, I need to get a bit more belly on it. That one. A little bit more W, a bit more forward. And actually, if we go to vertex, all of these, I mean, we should really be doing this at unsmooth. But yeah, these ones that way, and then up here, I kind of feel that whole lot wants to come forward too. It's a bit difficult to tell because it's got that shoulder strap for that bag, which we'll add later. So move that across there, and this line kind of want to start going out towards where the neck's going to join on. So go forward a little bit like that. It's a bit fussy, but it doesn't really matter. And back a bit, and that kind of matches up with the drawing. And because we've not really moved the front to back, sorry, the side to side bit, you can see that it still kind of marries up with that, which is lovely. So I'm going to work on one leg at a time. So the first thing I'm going to do now is go right click and go face and ditch half of the torso. Go delete. So you can see that that looks like that in the viewport. So we've got half of it. And we want a leg, and the leg's going to be a cylinder. So I'm going to go cylinder. We know that we want to dock it on to 4 edges there. So if I go into its inputs and go, I want it to be subdivision axis 8 for a start. I don't want end caps because I'm going to delete them out. They're just easier to handle if I can't see it. Right, so now, if this one, if I pick that up and put it where the leg goes, and the leg about there-ish, we can then go back to its inputs and kind of go radius. What's the radius want to be? That's 0.3. 0.2 look like. It's a little bit small, but it'll be okay. Height, could go up a little bit. 2.2, maybe a little bit more. 2.5. Yeah, there you go. And then it's got a little bit of a taper to it. So let's see what that looks like. So if we start with that, we're going to dock it up here. So I think possibly first thing to do is put the knee in. So we're going to do that. So knees are really handy for when you want to put an IK, so inverse kinematic chain of joints. It's nice to set it up with the knee in first because it will know which direction it wants to point in, which is an odd thing about when you're thinking about modelling. There's so many things further down the workflow that's worth taking into consideration when you're making an object. It's never just about the shape. Quite often it's about where things go for how you're going to use them further down the workflow. On that note, I'm going to go W. I'm going to get that edge loop. I'm going to move that forward for the knee there. It also wants to be bigger, so I'm going to go R and nudge it out until it follows the drawing. The bottom of the leg wants to come back, so if we right click and go vertex, we can get all these ones, go W, move them back, and obviously they want to be bigger as well, so R, like that. See what that looks like in the front view. It looks like that. So these guys want to be bigger. Like that. Okay, so we're drifting off the line a bit because we just don't have enough detail. So normally the idea is to try and keep these things as straight as possible. Again, when you're putting your joint chains in, it's a lot better if they can go straight up and straight down. Right, okay, so we need some extra detail here. So let's put some multi-cut tool in there, hold the control key, gonna put one in there, definitely need one there, something around the middle of the calf, and we'll probably need some extras around the knee, because that's where it's going to bend, so we can call that an area of high deformation. To make the edge of the boot, we're going to need another edge loop there to step it out, put some creases in afterwards. How does that look? That looks okay. Right, so again, so R, let's go to edge and get that edge loop and just move that out. Go W and move it up. If we go to vertex, get all those and nudge them up. There we go. That looks like that there. Now it looks like that X outside edge loop. Edge wants to go back further as well, so I'm going to go front to back that way. That means it's a slightly oval shape now. We'll get that. And then we want to be able to take, I'm going to extrude out the toe. Well, the foot really, it's not just the toe, is it? So I'm going to go here, I'm going to hold the control key, I'm going to put an edge loop there. If I do one near the top, that'll start that creasing up there. I'm going to put one there. Right, so this wants to bend at the ankle, so really what's going to happen here, if I go R to get this one, that one wants to be at an angle, so let's go E, and it's starting from the right place already, so let's move it back into place there, and then it wants to be longer in that direction there. And that's the change of direction from the leg to the foot. And just nudge this forward a little And there's a heel starting to form up there. We'll need another edge loop to help that bend. So what's that looking like in 3D? That looks like that. So that's not too bad there. Shall we deal with the joint to the torso? Let's join them together first. So that guy, if we go, is channel box, object mode. We've got quite a bit of history and we've got some stuff in the channel. So we'll go delete by type history and freeze transforms. This guy, we can go delete by type history and then freeze transforms. That tidies them up. Okay, get that guy. So get the torso, shift select the leg, combine, gives us polycube 2. We've got those as inputs. Delete by type history, they disappear and we come down to just the cube. It's nice and tidy. So there's different ways of doing this, but I think with this one we'll just go that one, shift that one, shift that one, shift that one. Because it's a cylinder, I'm kind of quite tempted to circularize it, but it kind of goes a bit hinky. Yeah, that's alright, we can do that. If I go E, rotate it back round a bit and double it, move it forward a bit. Yeah, that'll do. Let's delete that. So we've now got an 8-sided hole there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's an 8-sided hole. Get the poly at the top there, delete that. So I definitely want to make sure that that centre line goes to that centre line there. So I might just do this. That edge, shift, that edge. So it definitely docks in the right direction. It does that. Now I want the rest of the edges to bridge. So if I double click there, it'll get the whole edge because it's a single hole now. And then I can hold the control key to deselect those two edges. Once I've done that, I can go and bridge. And it'll bridge tidily. It'll give us what we want. Right, in front view, that looks like app, which is not too bad. I think I'm happy to get that one. Go W, move it down a little bit, and then R, shrink it a bit, and then move it across. Okay, then that one starts to show up. It's a little bit too big, so bring it in. And that's not big enough. Bring it out. Oops, move it across a bit. There we go, that's not looking too bad. So that's the knee there. I'll put another edge loop in there, just to make it nice and even. You kind of want to have an even sort of density. Edge to size. What does that look like? That's not too bad. And so I think what I need to do is put another edge loop in here. Control. No, it's not doing it. So let's go to object mode. Cut. Control. There we go. And then when we're in here, we'll see that we can tidy these things up a little bit. I think I'm going to start using the term edge flow. I just want these things to look a little bit tidier. So what does that actually look like? On the face of it, if you hit 3, it's not too shabby. A transition from one shape to another, which is okay. Again, I might have a tendency to this again. This is where it bends a lot between the leg and the bum, top of the hip. So I might have a tendency to go, oh, what I really need is another division in there. And to do that, we'd have to get that one to make a bit of space. Just bring that down a little bit and go, oh, make it smaller. And move it across a bit. So not too shabby. Get this one. Go here. Hold Control key. Stick another one in. And then we can start to make these things look a bit tidier and follow the lines a little bit better. So if I just move these things onto the line, you can see it's following the drawing a bit more. And we could actually be a little bit more generous in the middle here. so much when it smooths. How's that look? 3. Sits on the line quite nicely. Looks quite well. Plenty of definition around the knee. Looking good. Okay. So let's have a go at this foot here. So it's going to need to bend around the toe there. So I need some subdivisions there. So if I go face, I get these ones. We can extrude forwards. So I'm going to use the extrude tool. This little radio button here says, that says average normals. This says in the world. So I can do that and I can go that way. Now that's a curve at the moment, which is actually not bad for the front of the foot, but just so I know when the edge loops are going to fall, I'm going to go R and then scale that flat. If you just move that, these guys move down. And you can see that's not quite sitting in that curve. If I get this edge loop here, oops, oh yeah, because I've split it with an edge loop here. Do that sits in that curve, and I can get another one here. Hold the control key, put another edge loop there. That will help that ankle bend. Right. Q, select, front of the foot again. And then face, that one, shift that one, shift that one, shift that one. Here, if I go extrude, in the world and go forwards, I can go there, go to vertex, get that top curve, go down. I can flatten it a little bit if that's going to help. And then you can see that that nudges quite tightly in there. So if I try and even that change in direction up a bit, that looks a little bit better maybe. And then you can see the foot start to grow. And then go back to face. And kept that select. Oh, come on. And then go extrude again. And go in the world. And come forward. And we know that we're pretty much at the toe there. Right, the front of the foot curves around. Our edges. That one and that one. Can move back a bit. And I noticed by the fact we just followed the picture, that one can come forward. Vertex. Move these ones back a little bit. I think I'll go a bit higher. If we just move the curve back a bit. There. And then we can kind of go, that drops off there. Drops off there. It's the front of the foot there. Nudge. Lots of nudging going on. Pushing vertices around. Right, okay, what does that look like? That looks like that. If I go 3, I kind of feel like that edge of it there should go slightly wider. We've got some mess underneath the foot that needs tidying up. So if I go 3, it does that, which isn't too bad. But I want it to be a bit tighter where it takes weight on the floor. So I'm going to go here, cut edge loop, I'm going to control and then put an edge loop all the way around the foot there. And select it and level it. So now if I go 3, it'll be a bit tighter there. We've not sorted that bit out there. 1, quickly do that now. So I'm going to put some creases in here. Control key on there, and then one out there. In conjunction with that one should give us the edge of the boot. And if we want it to drop in a little bit, we can just go W, get that edge loop, hold the shift key to get that edge loop, and hold the shift key to get that one. And we can just push them in inside the boot a little bit. And as long as it still lines up with the drawing, pretty much. That will just give us that little hint that the leg drops inside the boot a bit. And just make sure the rest of the leg continues to kind of line up with that. That looks okay. There we go. Cool. So we've got that, but what we've got is we've got this mess at the bottom. I'll just hide the drawings for a second. We've got that, which is not a quad, obviously, and these don't necessarily perfectly join up. Could I do this easily? I think what I'll do is I'll do my normal, which is destroy it all, clear it all out, and then just put fresh in. So I'm just deleting out all the faces from the bottom of the foot. I'm going to fill it, and then put in the subdivisions that I want. So if I go edge, double click on the edge of the hole, I can go mesh, fill hole, and I can use the multi-cut tool. Start from the middle of the toe to the middle of the heel, and then I want quads, so if I go 1, 2, I go to that vertex there, go 1, 2 to that one there, that's a quad and that's a quad, and then I can go from here to there, and that's 2 quads. If I can go from there to there, I'm hitting the return key to finish the cut. Does that, and those are quads at the back there. And then to make that a nice crease, what I can do is go Q to select, go to face, get that one, shift that one, 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 and I can go extrude, and then I'm just going to go to scale. I'm going to scale in a little bit, and then I'm going to scale back that way a bit. There we go, and that's just like the bottom of the foot now. So now if I go 3, I've got that, I've got a little bit of an edge to the foot, and that's cool and funky. So there we go. That object mode. So now you can see we've got this ridiculous construction history, which is not helping. Really right click, object mode, delete by type history, so we're nice and tidy. It's still just polycube 2, and then just to see what that's going to look like, lined up with the other side, and we'll go mesh, go mirror. Now this is based on the fact that he's absolutely in the middle of the world, and I've not disturbed that centre line, so we can sort those centre lines out if we do disturb them, but for now we want to go yes, mirror axis is X, which is side to side, which is good. Mirror division is mirror direction is minus, so it's going from positive to negative, which is good. And then we've got merge border vertices, and where it's automatically doing it, smoothing angles, and apply. And there we go, close. And so that's our guy so far. We've got, and make the drawings visible. We've got both legs. It lines up with the drawings. We're a little bit shy at the top, but we've got to build both his shoulders and his neck, so that's okay. And that's stage 1. That's getting the torso modelled, legs and feet. So give it a go, see what you get to, and we'll pick up next time with some arms, I think. See you then.